Hello, 안녕하세요, hola. Okay, so this video, on this video, or in this video, on this video, in this video, I am going to talk about a great fall that I had in Korea. 5 years later, I still sometimes suffer from the the effects of it. Yeah, it was really horrible. So sometimes when you are going to the subway or you have to get on the subway, you can hear or you can see people running, or what time the subway's going to get there, especially if you have a job, you have to be somewhere at a particular time. With me, it didn't matter if I missed the train or not, I'd catch the next one. But this day, I don't know why, I was kind of running down the steps, and I managed to fall at least, I would say, 4 steps. I have these boots. I have my Dr. Martens, and to be honest with you, I have no idea how women can fit into those boots. I'm tiny. I'm 5'1" and weigh 115 pounds. But even when I weighed 95 pounds, I couldn't lace up my boots, because if I lace up my boots, there's just no room. And trust me, I'm very tiny, but I have very thin legs. My legs are very thin. So my ankles are pretty tiny, so anyway, yeah, I can't lace up my boots. So that's why I'm saying, like, if I can't fit into these Dr. Martin boots, how do other women lace up their boots that are heavier than me? But anyway, so I don't lace them up. I just lace up the center part of my right boot, and then with a nice pretty pink bow. I want to get more bows, but anyway, with a nice pretty pink bow. My boots are like a wine color, and they're like 3-inch heels. And then my left boot, I lace up the center part too, the eyelets, with the brown lace, so you can't really see it. And then the pretty pink bow is on the lower one, so it's really cute. But anyway, I was wearing my boots, and because they're not completely laced up, you know what happens? My foot slides in the boot, and it has to, because that's the only way I can wear them. Plus, they look really cute anyway. Yeah, I can't lace them up. If they're laced up, there's just no way that I could wear those boots. They are way too snug, way too tight. So anyway, I'm running down the steps, and why? Like I said, I don't know why I was running down the steps. I don't know what got into me. So I was running down the steps, and my foot slid, so that means I tripped over four, I'd say 4 steps. I'm pretty sure 99.99% that it was 4 steps. I fell, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, that's pretty much it. And they walk by, and they just walk by and walk by and walk by. Finally, this young lady, because I couldn't get up, I don't know how long I was down, but finally this young lady, obviously she was behind me, because people were just passing by, watching me there and not gonna help me. She came by and she helped me up. She helped me just like all the other times that the women helped me. Like I said, that one man did help me that one time. And actually I did remember because trust me, 99.99% of the time, men do not help. But I did have that one man that I mentioned in the earlier video with the rain, and I did actually have a man help me. I remembered when I was trying to get my suitcase out of my trip to Busan, that I said I just couldn't do it, and then there was those people facing each other. Nobody was helping me. Yeah, I was almost completely out, but it was getting caught like on the rope. And so there was this man who was exiting, and he had to wait for the other people, and I was kind of like in his way because he couldn't really go around me because I'm trying to get it. So whether he helped me out of the goodness of his heart or he helped me because it's like, okay, he needs to get around me and I need to finish my task, it doesn't matter. The truth is that he helped me. So I was very, very grateful to him, and he knew that I was very grateful for him helping me. So he extended his he extended himself to me, so I do appreciate that. So 99.99% of the time, men do not help. Obviously, I'm only telling you a handful of stories, but the women are the ones that have helped. Even though there have been instances with women don't help either, like on the train, you know, moments when I've really needed help, it has been women. So this young lady, she helped me, and she walked with me all the way to the train. The entire time she was holding on to me. I don't know why I did this. I regret it. I regretted it later, and I still can say I regret it till this day, only because I'm still living with the aftermath of that fall. I was going to meet some friends. So it was a birthday of a young lady that I didn't really know very well, but she was friends with one of my close friends, and then that friend invited a bunch of mutual friends. So I think there ended up being like 20 people. So I just wanted to go. So even though I was bleeding, I tore my beautiful tights. I tore them. They were like floral with like floral type tights. Beautiful tights. I tore them, and I was bleeding. I couldn't walk. I was limping. This young lady helped me, and I couldn't walk for a couple of weeks without limping, and the bruising lasted for a year. And till this day, 5 years later, I do have a very flat surface that's probably, I would say, like at least 4 inches long, and I would say like 2.5 inches wide. So 4.5, probably more 4.5, 4 to 4.5 inches long, and like 2.5 inches wide. Of a flat surface on my leg. I really messed up my leg. Really messed it up. And anyway, so yeah, I have regrets that I didn't go to the hospital, just because I now recognize how great of a fall that was. You know, at that moment I was just like, oh, I want to go to this party. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to have a good time. Yeah, I was just limping the whole time. Good thing, like, my 2 guy friends, you know, they would lift me up and like help me walk and, you know, get to the place where I needed to get to. And when they weren't helping me like cross the street or get on the train or whatever, I was just dragging my foot, you know. So yeah, I mean, Koreans are just not very helpful. And also, another thing that I've noticed is that they don't, they're very aggressive drivers. Extremely aggressive drivers. So I'm kind of blending the ugly with the bad, you know? So anyway, they're very extremely aggressive drivers. To be honest with you, I am utterly dumbfounded that I never saw anyone get run over or killed, because they're very, 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 very aggressive. I've been one time. Well, okay, so when you get off the subway and when you get off the bus and you have to get to a subway, sometimes you have to pass like these little narrow alley-like roads. So you got the main road, and then like in neighborhoods you have alley-like with roads that are the width of alleys. You know, just very, very narrow. So in order to get to subway, sometimes you have to cross those narrow alley-like roads, and you will have drivers. They're not going to stop. You know, they don't care. You know, and so it's like you have to learn to become aggressive yourself in order to cross the street. But another thing that's like really crazy is that they have delivery drivers, you know, on their little moped, motorcycle type things. modes of transportation, vehicles, anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Um, yeah, they get up on the little moped type bike type of things. They get up on top of the sidewalk. I don't even know how they don't run over people. Like, all of a sudden they're like pass by you and you're like, wow, like if I tripped or like if I fell or if like um uh you know like they would run over someone. I'm really surprised that no one ever got killed, to be honest with you. One time I was on a the young realtor that works for and I'll talk about this later to help you in terms of getting apartments and stuff. The young man that worked for the realtor company that where I rented my apartment from, he took me to my apartment, and which was really nice because I had 3 suitcases, and I had that day I had a horrible day. I arrived at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was 3 p.m. and I still didn't have my apartment. So it was just absolutely horrible. Dropping suitcases. I was carrying 2 jackets, and my beautiful leather jacket fell into a puddle. My other beautiful jacket, which I can wash, ended up falling into a puddle. Yeah, it was just absolutely horrible. A rainy, horrible day. I love the rain. I love the rain. Love it. But yeah, arriving in Korea like that, and then the problem was that the bus driver, I got off at the wrong exit, and then the bus driver literally had us exit prior to the actual stop because there was a long red light, and I should have insisted to not get off of there. I should have said, no, I'm gonna get off at the stop, because it ended up being absolutely horrible. But anyway, the young man that works for the realtor company or rental company, whatever, he took me home, which was nice because that way I could put my suitcases in his car. Wow, that young man! I had only been in 2 other friends' cars. No, at that moment only 1 other friend's car, and. Prior to that, I've only been really, so I only got 4 friends total in the 14 months that I lived in Korea. I got into 3 friends' cars and the 1 rental company representative's car. That young man was running red lights. He was like turning, like trying to turn like on the left, make a left turn on the right lane or make a right turn on the left lane. That young man did not know how to drive. I mean, I have no idea how. I mean, I'm assuming he has a driver's license, and but maybe he doesn't. I mean, me personally, he would fail miserably. I would fail him miserably. He would not have a driver's license if it was up to me. And I was making comments as he's driving. I'm like, oh, you just ran a red light. And he just thought like, oh, I didn't even know. Or, it's like, oh, how are you going to turn there? Like, because I'm very vocal. I tell you what I think. So, yeah, they're pretty crazy drivers. So when I was in his car, I realized, wow, this is probably how most of them drive. And that's why they're so like just aggressive, like, oh, a person's crossing, who cares, and but yeah, you have to become an aggressive pedestrian because you are not going to cross the street if you're waiting for them to allow you to cross, so yeah, anyway, I'm going on 15 minutes, and I think I pretty much have covered most of the ugly and some of the bad in between. Oh no, I have to talk about the quote unquote racism. I mean, I think it was racism that I encountered, and I think most of you would probably agree. So yeah, I'm really, 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 really tired. I don't sleep very well. I have some health issues and insomnia, and I went to church this morning, so I'm very, very fatigued. But I think I'm gonna do that video. So yeah, and after that, I think I can get into some of the bad. You know, get past this quote unquote ugliness and get to the bad, and eventually get to the good, and get to the assisting part of my journey. And but anyway, I truly appreciate all of you taking time out of your busy day to visit with me. I truly appreciate it. I'm very grateful, and God's gonna bless you for it. If you would do me the favor of liking and subscribing, that would be absolutely wonderful. For my American friends, I pray that you have a gloriously blessed Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday. Absolutely my favorite holiday. So I pray you have a memorable time with your loved ones and your family. And for all my friends, subscribers, future friends, I'm only at 11 subscribers, but hey, I'm getting there. So maybe someday I'll reach the 100 mark, and the 1,000, and the 10,000, and the 100,000, you know. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you very much. And I don't know what I was gonna say. I think I already asked you to like and subscribe. So anyway, oh yeah, for my friends that are out of the States, elsewhere, I pray you have a wonderfully blessed day and wonderful week wherever you may be. God bless you. Take wonderful care. Goodbye. Annyeong. Adios.